Thank you very much. Good to be here.
In studio with me right now, TyDi. You just got off a very long flight, correct?
Yeah, I just flew from Australia to LA and then from LA to here, so it's been about 20 hours of flying.
And that's normal for you these days?
Oh, that's a standard procedure. I do that every 2 weeks.
I was looking at your schedule, and you bounce around really inefficiently.
Yeah, definitely. It's very inefficient. It's just back and forth all over the world. Last weekend I was in Bangkok and Bali, and next weekend I'll be back in Australia, and then after that I don't know where. I think over to Europe. Living
a dream.
Yeah.
and you're a DJ and a producer. Where do you find time to produce? Like how many dates do you play a year?
I was trying to work that out. Like I play often 3 shows a week, so
3 shows a week,
and that's consistent for the whole year.
And never like close to one another, apparently.
Well, actually, like this weekend for me is close. Like Seattle tomorrow night, then on Saturday I'm doing 2 shows, one in Las Vegas and one in Vancouver. So for me, like to be roughly on that side of the world, it works, you know.
And how does that work? You're going to do your Vancouver show and then fly to Vegas?
Other way around, doing the Vegas show as a pool party in the day, and then straight on the jet and doing...
Okay, so you're going to go from here, go back down to Vegas, and then come back up here. Okay.
Yep, efficiency at its best.
Which is business as usual. And of course, you're your first time here in Seattle.
Yeah, absolutely.
Why is that?
I don't know. These guys should have brought me out here earlier. It's taken them a while, hey?
Yeah, you're going to love it. Absolutely.
Yeah, I hear really good things, and I'm excited for the show tomorrow.
No stranger around the world. For those who don't know who you are here in Seattle, for a couple years in a row, InTheMix.com, which is an Australian website, voted you #1 DJ in Australia, which is...
Yeah, that was a really
for a couple years, which is very impressive, of course.
That was a good start for my career, and that was a publicly voted poll, so it was really good to have that support from Australia before I, went overseas and started doing my international touring.
Yeah, and you started pretty young.
Yeah.
You got your first gig like 15 or 16?
Yeah, 15, 16. I was playing around the country.
You're classically trained in music as well.
Yep, I have a degree, a Bachelor of Music and Technology. And I play drums and piano, and I'm just a geek, I guess.
Is that what you're doing before DJing? Were you playing the drums?
That was actually, playing the drums, yes, before DJing and dance music. That was my first kind of, that was the first thing I did in music. And then when I was learning to produce music, I thought, I'm going to do a degree. So I was studying music parallel to writing tunes and touring the country.
Now, you do a lot of collaborations. How is it to collaborate with someone who maybe doesn't have the same training as you do?
I pick the people I collaborate with wisely, but no, everybody seems to have their talent. Like I've been very lucky. Everyone that I've worked with is very, very talented, and often I'm learning things from them. So
You're hooked up onto Armada Music, which is a big deal. Correct. How'd that happen? How did you get their attention?
I tried getting their attention for a long time, from when I was 15, 16, 17. I think just when I turned 17, they heard one of my tracks and really, really liked it and signed it. And from there, it was just from there it was all go. Every track after that they signed, and now I've gone on to do albums with them and and play shows for them. So it's been a really good relationship. And
you're exclusively signed up to them, right? Everything coming off there?
Yeah.
Any plans to do your own label? Like you get to a certain point, don't you want to have more control, or do you really enjoy being part of Armada?
Well, I think kind of while I'm exclusive with Armada right now, I probably shouldn't say anything.
Sorry, I didn't mean to put you in that hole.
To answer the question, Armada is probably the leading dance label at the moment, and they've really been very supportive of me. So, and we've come a long way. So I don't have intention of leaving.
Nice, nice. I have lots of notes, by the way.
Oh yeah, and I noticed you organize your notes via mixed up palm cards.
I got lots of. Well, there's a lot of interesting stuff I found out about you today. You like to play without your shoes?
Yes, I do.
Every gig, or just when you feel like it? Every
gig, unless the floor is gross. Like if there's beer or glass on the floor, then I am not capable of doing it. But if it's a decent floor, I'll go no shoe. Okay, so you produce most of your music. Do you write the lyrics as well? Sometimes not. We have in the studio right now. She's filming for me today. Brianna Holland. She's from Seattle, and we've done a track together called "Never Go Back." Oh, you're from Seattle. Yeah. Oh, how did you meet her? I met Brianna. She did a track with this guy named Steve Kaetzel that I really liked, and so when I heard that track, I had to contact her. So it's cool because now I'm in Seattle and I finally get to catch up with Brianna. Where was I going with this? Oh yeah, so she wrote the lyrics for her track, and like sometimes I write lyrics, but in the case of Brianna, very talented, and so I let her do her thing, and I think if the vocalists write their own lyrics, it often means a lot more to them than it would if I wrote the lyrics. So they're going to give a better performance.
Well, you mentioned that how you don't actually. This might be a weird question, but you mentioned how you don't like people who ghostwrite music. What does that mean?
There's a lot of pretend artists, I call them, out there who are in it for the fame, and they think that DJing's cool because they get girls or they get attention, and I mean like it's a standard thing, but what they do is they go and they pay money to other people to write the songs for them, and even sometimes produce the song completely for them. So it'd be like, a good analogy would be if I wanted to be a famous painter and I went up to somebody who's really good at it and said, can you paint a picture for me? And all I do is sign my name on the bottom of the picture and then give it to an art gallery and, and go, yeah, check out my work, everyone. I'm the man. I'm the legend, And to be honest, that's what a lot of people are doing at the moment. They're paying people to make music for them, and I just think that's terribly lame. And if you can't do it yourself, then go find another job. Like, don't pretend to be something you're not.
I agree. Yeah. Some people say it's in the mastering. It says that you can, whatever you do, but the person that masters the song really makes it. Is that true, or is it really negative? You need to start?
No, because the mastering is the mastering stage has nothing to do with the writing, the composing, or the engineering. The mastering, they get given a finished track, a finished wave file. You can't change the structure. You can't change the parts. You can't choose to change a lyric or anything. All the mastering engineer does is maybe like give it that extra sparkle, like with EQ and compression, and pump it up, make it sound loud. It's kind of the finishing touch, but there's certainly no musicality in the mastering. It's more of that final touch.
So that argument when someone goes, oh, well, he's not that good, it's all the person that masters it.
I think they're using the wrong word. I think what they mean is it's all in the engineering, maybe. Like, maybe what they're suggesting is that somebody's written an okay track and then the engineers come along and totally reworked it, or the producer has reworked it. So that could be the case, but not mastering. Yeah.
So you're mostly a trance and progressive DJ.
Not so much trance these days.
Well, and I only say that based on Beatport.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You
Damn you!
You
Beatport.
Go TyDi and you just sort it, and it says progressive house, progressive trance.
Yeah, I know. I have a huge.
And I understand that Beatport lump things.
They do. I have
they
a
do
huge
paint with a big brush.
Trance. These days I'm writing, I guess, everything. My latest album, Shooting Stars, covers everything from chill out to there's acoustic stuff on there, there's progressive, there's even pop, breaks, and some kind of dubstep influence stuff. So it's all over the place. I try not to box myself in anymore.
Which is good.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Because everything's changing so much. And
absolutely.
You're feeling the sounds going here and there. And so,
yeah.
Are you still in love with trance?
Yeah, I mean, as just as much as any other genre, I guess. To be honest, there's a lot of the hardcore trance fans who really cling on to it in the sense of if an artist goes and writes a different genre, it's no, you can't do that. You must stay true to trance, and to me that's kind of lame. It actually drives me further away from trance because I hate the idea of being boxed in. So
absolutely, and it sounded like trance was kind of in that zone. And when I say kind of, late '90s or early 2000s,
it used to be really cool. But I mean, come on, guys, music evolves. The trance is still around, but it doesn't sound anything like it did 10 years ago. It's a new sound now.
Yeah.
It's slower, it's closer to house, and yeah.
What are you working on now?
I'm about 8 tracks into a new album.
Third album?
Third album, yeah. And this thing is nuts. I'm so happy with it.
Yeah.
I can't tell you too much about it. I can't even tell you the collaborations that I've got, but it's big.
All right. When can we expect it, or I don't want to put any...
when I finish it. So
when you finish it?
Yeah, the last album was 15 tracks, but I probably wrote about 30 tracks and then decided which ones would make the album. So I, culled off the ones that weren't quite as good as the best. And that might be what happens this time. So even though I've written 8 tracks now, there might be another 20 to come before I decide I have an album.
Yeah, which is good. You always want to cut some.
Yeah.
Just like all these questions I cut.
It's
always how you want to go. You always want to have too much.
Yeah.
Well, awesome. It's really nice to have you here.
Thank you so much.
We're recording this on Thursday, but Friday night, I'm going to play this on Friday night. So tonight, technically, You're going to be at the Last Supper Club. What are your thoughts of Seattle so far? Your hour or so you've been here.
Yeah, I'm actually really, really impressed. The weather is, because I just came from LA and I couldn't see anything in LA. It was just smog everywhere.
Yeah.
And I've come here and it's kind of like a haven. Everything's green. The weather's crisp, and it seems nice. I've got nothing bad so far.
Nice.
So I'm sure the show tonight is going to be really good.
Nice. What about food? Do you like food?
I do like food, and I'm starving. I haven't had any food yet. So is there something I should try here?
There's everything's phenomenal here.
Bigfoot
So
steak, maybe?
no, there's just lots of good food here. Just Bigfoot steak.
Yeah, Bigfoot steak.
There's more vegetarians in this city. It's all about seafood.
Oh, I love seafood, man.
So
scallops, crabs.
Absolutely. Well, all that stuff's local here. Salmon.
Cool.
So definitely go get some sushi.
Awesome.
Hit up Belltown, get some sushi, because that's what you need to do that.
Okay.
Right on. Thank you so much for joining me.
Cool. Yeah, thanks so much for having me here. I really appreciate it.